Usually when I drop a jump shot video, I end up giving y'all boys all the sauce, all the gems, all the knowledge that I know about jump shots. What's the best ones, what's the fastest ones, which ones are the best at catching shooting, what's the best ones off the dribble, and which ones will be good when it comes to dribbling and catching shooting. Now today you're gonna have jump shots for my 7-3s, my 6-9s, and even my 6-1s or 6-4s. Now look, it's gonna be a variety of jump shots in today's video, so you might want to end up hitting that like button. So make sure, boys, if you haven't yet, drop a like on today's video, subscribe, and put on notifications if you haven't yet. But before we jump into the jump shots, there's one key thing that's also very important when it comes to shooting the ball: the dribble pull-up. As a lot of you guys are always asking me what's the best dribble pull-up to use, no matter what build you on. There's a multiple different dribble pull-ups. If you're on a guard, a lot of guards like using Trae Young. Trae Young is maybe the best one to use, but I know it's a dribble pull-up in the game that guards use and bigger builds use, and that's Devin Booker dribble pull-up. With this dribble pull-up being released like 2 seasons ago, it's been taking over the game. You see a lot of 6'8", 6'9s. I even see some 6'3 guards or 6'1 guards even pull out this dribble pull-up in the rec, in the park, or even in Pro-Am. But you already know there's some people that's still out there using the normal tools, the pro tools. It's nothing wrong with those dribble pull-ups. A lot of people, they actually found the Q for them and they're very used to using those, but there is better dribble pull-ups in the game. Like I told you, you can rock out with the pro 2 if you want to. You can rock out with the normal 2. Those 2 actual dribble pull-ups are consistent, but there's better ones. A lot of people, they mess with the Michael Jordan dribble pull-up, but there's Devin Booker over Michael Jordan. No matter what, when it comes to dribble pull-ups, use Devin Booker over Michael Jordan. It's very versatile and it gets a better green window. And speaking of a recent dribble pull-up that they just dropped like a season ago, Tyler Hero is one that's very slept on as well. It's just based on your play style, but there is better ones to use. Now for you guys that's on the 6'10s and ups, y'all want to end up doing some fades. I know a lot of y'all rock out with the Dirk fade and things like that, but Kevin Durant fade is nice. Once you master the Kevin Durant fade, it's going to be hard to guard, especially on those big builds. I'm going to be 100% honest. If you're on a 6'11 and you got a decent 3-pointer, or a 6'10 with a decent 3-pointer, it's going to be very hard to guard that, especially if you're fading in the corner. It's going to be very, very hard to end up guarding that type of build. But for the first wave of jump shots, this is for all my guys that's on those big guard builds. If you're on a 6'5 all the way to a 6'9, I definitely would recommend you end up trying out these jump shots. Now look, for the first jump shot, it's a very common jump shot that you've seen at the beginning of the year, but it's just tweaked up with a few things that's a little bit different. It's a Kyle Kuzma based jump shot. One of the best Kyle Kuzma like releases that you can use is Rudy Gay and Oscar Robertson. Max speed 25% on Rudy Gay, Oscar Robertson 75 speed, at an A+, release speed, and a defensive immunity of an A. Now look, but there is a release that you can switch out of this actual jump shot. If you do not want to use Rudy Gay, you can use Saddiq Bey if you want to, but out of using Rudy Gay, it is very fluent. But now, this jump shot right here, PJ Tucker base, is a very slept on base. A lot of people are maybe starting using it now, but PJ Tucker base for builds that's 6'5 all the way to 6'9, this base is actually nice. But for the releases, I am rocking out with the Saddiq Bey and Oscar Robertson combination. 62% on Saddiq Bey, 38% on Oscar Robertson. You can end up messing around with any releases that you want to, but I definitely, as of using that PJ Tucker, is a great catch and shoot jump shot. But for this next jump shot, y'all slept on this base. I told you about this Clyde Drexler. If you're someone that does not like O'Shea Brissett, I'm gonna tell you this now. Use Clyde Drexler. I've been messing over with the Clyde Drexler a little, and Clyde Drexler with the Oscar Robertson Saddiq Bey 60-40, it's a smooth jump shot to use. It's very fluent and it's very consistent. It don't matter if you're doing catch and shoots and off the dribbles. It does get a hitch here and there, but hey, it still get the job done. But for the last jump shot for the 6'5s and the 6'9s is my OG jump shot. A lot of you guys always still ask me, what jump shot do you use on your KD build? What jump shot do you use on your Jason Tatum build? All the times I'm using on those tall builds, I am using my LaMelo Ball, Oscar Robertson, Rudy Gay. If you want to change the releases, switch them. You can do Rudy Gay, Oscar Robertson, you can, but I usually rock out with the 50-50 because I do use late shot timing. If you want to change it, you can. But as of me, that's what I usually use. But now for my little guards, if you're a little guard, you're under 6'5", like my 6'4s, my 6'1s, things like that, I'm about to give you a whole bunch of jump shots. This is the go-to. You're going to see a lot of comp players use this release right here. The Kevin Porter, the Trae Young, and the Oscar Robertson 60-40 blend, max speed. This is going to be maybe the most used jump shot in a competitive scene. Most times when you see a small guard like a 6'1 or 6'3, they're going to be using this Kevin Porter custom. most of the time they're going to mess with it. But if they're not touching that custom, they're going to keep it simple. They're going to with the Kevin Porter, Oscar Robertson. And keep this in mind, this KPJ base is literally one of the fastest jump shot bases in the game for a guard. That's actually consistent, that you can use on a consistent basis. It don't matter what game mode. It don't matter if it's park, rec, stage. A lot of people are using this base. Now look, now everybody's asking me what's your jump shot for that Curry video I just dropped, or when I use my Curry build. It's usually Stephen Curry, Oscar Robertson, Curry, or you can do Stephen Curry, Oscar. I usually rock out with the 60-40, but you can rock out with the 70-30 based on what type of player you are. If you do use early, then you just have to test it out for your own liking. And if you haven't seen that gameplay, the link will be in the description. We end up going crazy in the rec with my Stephen Curry build. This jump shot ended up getting me a 50 ball easily, almost a 50 ball double-double. Now look, this is the OG go-to jump shot for any of my guard builds when I need to go back to a jump shot that's just for me. LaMelo Ball, Oscar Robertson, John Wall. It's the reason why John Wall is my secondary release, because it's like Rudy Gay for a guard. So keep that in mind. If you're someone that likes Rudy Gay release, you can throw John Wall as your secondary, and it's going to give you that actual flick like you're using Rudy Gay. Now, I use this on a consistent basis, no matter if my build is left-handed or right-handed. It gets the job done. That's that jump shot being reliable. Now, look, this base right here, a lot of people do sleep on a James Harden base with the Oscar Robertson. A 50-50 max speed. It's a smooth jump shot to use. If you do want to throw John Wall at the end, you could throw John Wall as your second release, but it's a cool little jump shot. It's not too slow and it's not too quick. But if you want to end up trying something out and that's different, hey, rock out with it, try it, let me know how you feel. I use my jump shot timing on late, so if you might want to end up changing it early, you can, so it can feel a little bit different for y'all boys. And I definitely can say off the catch and shoot, this jump shot is a good jump shot to use. Even off the dribble, the jump shot is good, but off the catch and shoot, you can get your shot off very easily as well. But now for my big man, I can't leave out my big man, like my 6'10s and up all the way to 7'3". I got y'all with a few jump shots. But for the first jump shot for my bigs, hey man, you got the max speed 85-15 Tim Duncan Dirk Nowitzki with an O'Shea Brissett base. Now when I tell you this jump shot is very consistent and it's very smooth, I was surprised. Once I switched my releases up and I end up using this, I was like, I'm greening way more than I was greening. Like, I thought I was greening with the first base I had, but once I changed my releases, this changed the game. But now for the second jump shot, I was messing around with something. They was telling me about Anthony Davis base, the Marvin Bagley. Now we're gonna go max speed 88% on Marvin Bagley and 12% on Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is kind of like the Rudy Gay of the centers. I noticed that a lot of people been telling me. And it's definitely one of those unique releases that you're gonna use on most of your jump shots. And like, you can't not use it. It's actually so good. It's just like having Oscar Robertson or Sadiq Bey on one of your taller builds. That's basically how that release is very similar to the other ones that I just said. But look, if y'all boys found some jump shots that y'all enjoyed and y'all like, hey, make sure y'all boys drop a like on this video, subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't yet. It's 2 videos on the screen. Make sure y'all boys check them out.